Hey, everybody. It is the Schick Show Wednesday edition with our friend Steve Hurd. It's Steve Hurd Wednesday on Wednesday. Yeah, I mean,
And you're on that team to accomplish that mission.
watch how kids react to a second place trophy at a travel ball tournament.
Right.
At least the ones I experienced.
We never made it that far.
We threw them in the trash,
Yeah.
or our kids did. They get their picture, and then they went in the trash.
Yeah.
They did not want a second place trophy.
Right.
They weren't going to put that anywhere.
No.
And all those trophies end up where?
in the,
I see
in
kids
the
wearing
landfill.
like all these World Series or tournament.
Oh, you're
rings
talking about
now.
the first place ones?
Well, yeah, we're the first place. Where do any of the trophies end up?
Same place that mine are, in the garage.
Right, or in the trash.
Yeah.
Right.
I think I actually told my parents to throw them away.
Yeah,
I don't need them.
One of the guys I coached with, he had a World Series first place trophy in the back of his
wow.
car, and only reason he toted that thing around was because it was a recruiting tool to get kids to come and play for the organization.
Yeah.
But when he was done coaching, he was like, "Hey, Schick, do you want this for anything? You got any kind of projects or anything you want to use it for?" No, like, no, not really. He goes, "I'm just going to trash it. If you don't want it, I'm going to trash it." This is a 6-foot high trophy,
They don't go anywhere.
badass trophy.
Yeah.
But what's the big deal about it at the end? You know,
I understand what travel ball is all about and whatever. But
yeah, I mean,
I'd be fine if they didn't do trophies. Just give them the extra
rings,
playing
I don't
time.
understand. The rings are cool. Don't get me
Yeah,
wrong.
that's what the kids got down there. They got rings.
Did they?
Yeah, they love them.
But boy, how much more meaningful is it? Like, I've still got my baseball from when I hit a home run in Little League.
Yep.
I still have it.
Yep.
I don't know if Addison has any of her home run balls from high school or travel.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know that it was that big of a deal to her.
My parents still have them.
I wonder if it's because of just the volume of games that
Yeah, you play a lot.
run through.
Play a lot.
It was really interesting to me. Now, the balls where, like, there's Crystal Bustos with her signature, and Jenny Finch, and Crystal Mendoza, and or Jessica Mendoza, and Stacy Newman or Newman. Those balls, I think I may have kept those.
Yeah.
Because they were just signature balls with those people's names on them.
Right.
You're not getting rid of that.
Yeah, these are mine.
That's a once in a lifetime thing, and they're not mine; they're hers. I mean, but
Speaking of that,
yeah,
so my grandparents passed away 21 and 22.
okay.
Going through all of their belongings, cleaning out the houses and things like that. My grandfather had a horsehair baseball
That's awesome.
from the 1940s that was signed by a bunch of MLB players.
Really?
The problem is you could barely make out the signatures on them. But he had a friend when he was in the Army Air Corps, which eventually moved on to be the Army shut that down and they started the Air Force. And they gave him the option. You can either transfer over, same rank and everything, but you're going to have to get new uniforms to be Air Force, or you can just become, find a different MOS in the Army, or you can just get out. He chose to get out. But him and this friend, the friend went on to play Major League Baseball and would send my grandfather different memorabilia. And one of them was this
That's really cool.
horsehair baseball with a bunch of signatures from all of his teammates.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah. We don't know who any of the teammates are or who his friend was, but we found this baseball just sitting there. And I told my mom, I was like, you've got to find a glass box for that.
Yeah.
To at least put it in so that we can somewhat preserve it for later on. But yeah.
I don't even know if you spray them, if that's the appropriate thing to do, if you put
Yeah,
some sort of poly on them.
I don't know.
I don't know either. And I've never done it.
Especially a baseball that old. I mean,
Yeah, I don't want to mess with that.
Yeah, you don't mess with it.
That's
And
crazy.
you definitely don't take it out and go play catch with it.
God, Steve, I was thinking about something before you came here, and it was on my mind right before we came upstairs, and I can't think of what it was, but I had something so important I wanted to talk about today.
Oh, and then I started talking, and
Well, that's the
that
way
was
it
the
happens.
end of it.
I mean,
And you know what's gonna happen is we're gonna part ways here today, and you're gonna go, daggone it, this is what it
that's what I
was.
wanted to talk about. I cannot put it together, and it may have been sports related. I can't remember now,
Yeah,
but it might have been about that post
might have
that I
been.
didn't like.
You didn't like it.
So one of the things I have tried to do is it's been I don't post as much anymore. I
No,
do still read through things.
I don't.
But the other night, this isn't it, but it's something I want to talk about. Did you hear about the whole chicken and dog issue in Hartford City?
I think my wife, is this the one where you're not allowed to, you can only have so many pets?
6 chickens.
6 chickens.
And I don't think you can have a rooster.
No more than 2 dogs.
Maybe I don't know if there was 2 dogs, but if your dog's out running around, if they pick it up, it's $250 fine.
Oh, really?
First time,
Oh, no warnings or nothing.
no warnings.
So my dog can't even get out of my fence
Right,
and escape because he's an escape artist.
right.
Interesting.
It's $250. So last
I
night
think we've
there
had
was, I think it was last night or was last night Monday? Yeah, last night was
Monday
There was quite the crowd at City Hall
for their
and
meeting.
yeah, and evidently that got pushed. It is not going to be a thing.
Oh, it's not?
Yeah, there was such a turnout that the city is not going to push uh, the 6 chickens in a confined area. Blah blah blah.
So
And I thought, man,
we're just waiting to get the bird flu now. Is that what it is?
maybe. Here's what I thought was interesting. We got that excited about that.
Yeah, but
These other initiatives that are out there, we can't get 5 people together.
no.
You know,
I wonder how many people are we going to see at the 4-H fair?
not as many as you did see at the chicken saving meeting.
Yeah.
That was last night.
So you want to save the roosters in town, but not the ones who are out town.
Well,
That
supposedly
kids like to show. And I mean, there's some really cool chickens.
a lot of people were up in arms because this would punish the kids who wanted to have chickens in town for 4-H. They wouldn't be allowed to have enough chickens for 4-H.
That's a bunch of BS.
It was on a post that it was punishing the kids who needed how many chickens for 4-H? Is it 12? Do you need 12?
Oh,
Now
those
they're
kids
only
go
gonna
wild on
now
the.
they're only going to allowed to have 6. You know, it's punishing those kids, and I didn't post on it, Steve. I didn't. I didn't.
Scott.
But listen, you gotta know where you
reason.
live, man.
This is the reason. This is the reason right here. That's the reason that I don't get on Facebook anymore. I get on Facebook and I am on there for 10 seconds, and I for sure do not.
You don't read through the comments.
I don't go through.
Happenings.
I don't go through. I don't even. I think it. I don't even. It doesn't even show up.
I have to.
No,
I have to. I have to read.
I don't need to know.
165 comments. Oh,
My
I
wife
gotta read
does
every
it
one of
enough
those.
for all of us.
Yeah.
I don't. I used to, and it just irritated me.
This is what I wanted to talk about. It finally came to my head.
Yeah. What is it? I can't wait.
Having a restaurant in this town, and we touched
Yes,
on it
we
in
did.
our last conversation.
I've thought about it.
And you guys are opening when?
Yeah.
Right?
So when I was a cop, there was a dispatcher, Julie Rourke.
Okay.
I don't know if you know who Julie is.
Sounds very familiar.
Susan Rourke's daughter. Susan, I think his name's Dave. David and Susan Rourke. But anyway, Julie Rourke actually went to culinary school and got her degree. And I called her up one night because it's been a dream of mine to own a restaurant. I would love to, but I just don't have as you said, I don't have the know-how to even begin to know where to begin or where to start with getting one. And I was like, hey, when do you want to start a restaurant together? You know, I can be the business side, you could be the food side. And she was like, well, I don't know. What kind of food do you want to sell? And I had told her, like, I don't know, steaks, burgers, something like that.
Yeah.
Something simple. And she goes, that's not simple. And I was like, okay, so what is? And she goes, I don't know. We'll talk about it. And then we never talked about it again.
Oh,
And then
man.
now she lives in Fort Wayne, and I live here. So,
Steaks
I would
are
love
not,
to.
steaks are not simple.
No,
You can mess up steak real quick.
you
and
definitely
I've had
can.
plenty of bad steaks.
You definitely can. I just recently learned. So I do do TikTok, and I follow a lady named Jess Pryles,
Okay.
and she does like different meats. I started following her because, you know, people when they'll post things about a meat on, like this meat's bad or whatever, and then she would bring it on and she would go, actually, this meat's not bad. This is this, this is that, this is what this is for, and I think it started off with the way the blood,
Oh, okay.
but it's not blood. It's called myoglobin.
Yeah.
So I've learned a lot off of
Yeah.
her, but she cooks a bunch of stuff, and then here recently, um this guy got on and was like, hey, when you buy meat from Costco, you can't cook it medium rare. And it actually says on the package, must be cooked to 145 degrees, which is medium to medium well.
Okay.
And she was like, yep, he's right. He knows what he's talking about, on and on and on. But yeah, steaks are not easy.
They are
It's
not.
very easy to overcook one
Yeah.
or to
Or
undercook
to
one.
undercook. Yeah.
But if you're like me and you like them undercooked anyway, you're all good.
I'm a rare guy,
I am
and
not quite rare, but a
I've had
medium.
to go to a medium rare
Yeah.
because Jennifer can't watch me eat it.
Yeah, it bothers my wife
I
too.
just can't.
Yeah.
You know, but I've actually got her to go medium.
Yeah.
So she's gone from a medium well, to I've seen her eat medium. I've seen her eat something that's almost medium,
Medium
rare.
rare, yeah.
It's borderline.
Yeah. My wife doesn't eat steak.
No?
No.
Oh, brother.
Yeah.
But for real, hamburger, tacos, you know, just
Yeah.
soft tacos like street tacos.
Oh, yeah. Chicken or steak.
Yeah, just a good chicken.
Fry up a good flank steak and put it
Dude.
in that taco. Oh,
I don't.
my man.
Now, granted, I'm watching The Bear right now on Hulu.
The bear.
The Bear, yeah. Oh my
is
god,
that?
it's so good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have Hulu?
We'll talk about that
It's on
later.
FX. FX channel. Anyway, so yeah, The Bear is incredible. It's one of my favorites.
What's it about?
It's about a guy who is like a trained chef, but like at next level, at a Michelin, like multiple Michelin star
Yeah.
restaurant.
Like a Gordon
trained.
Ramsay.
Yes. Yeah,
Yeah.
in that type of environment.
I got you.
And he comes back to run a Chicago. It's called a Chicago beef sandwich or something, and he's running his brother's restaurant that was just a beef joint, and his brother died,
Oh,
and so he comes back to run the restaurant for, you know, in basically his brother's memory, and over time, he is now. We're in season 3, spoiler alert, but in season 3, they've redone the restaurant and now they're seeking a star.
oh,
They're looking for their first star. So
yeah. So
I'm
my
not looking to
restaurant,
create a Michelin star restaurant.
no.
here.
So mine would be more like a breakfast, lunch, and early dinner, closed by 5 p.m.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Oh,
because I don't want to work 24 hours a day.
no, I get that. I was kind of the, yeah, it's going to have to be open in the evening.
Yeah,
It has to be open.
it would it would definitely benefit to be open more in the evening than
Yeah.
breakfast and lunch. But I mean, and maybe if you did something like that, maybe you do a late lunch and dinner and no breakfast.
Yeah. Man, a good breakfast place would go well too.
I know, man.
Gosh, dang it,
I
man.
know.
But you gotta be open before 7 o'clock.
Well, exactly. For a good breakfast joint, you got to be open at 5 a.m.
Yeah, 100%.
because you have to get the outgoing law enforcement or the third shifters, you have to get the ones who are going in on day shift. You got to give them a place to eat breakfast before they go to work. And then you also have to have that post 6 or 7 o'clock for those night shifters who are like, man, I'm starving.
Yep.
I'd like to get me a good breakfast before I go to bed.
That's it. Man, if you had a good biscuit and gravy, like quality.
None of that in a can stuff
Oh, dude. I had some in a can stuff
that tastes like jelly
here in town.
gelatin.
Yep. My first bite, I was like, regret. And then I went through with it, and it was a half order. I went through with the regret.
Yep.
I ate it all,
Yep.
and I pooped like a goose the rest of the evening.
Now, do you make your own gravy at home?
Oh, 100%.
Do you make sausage gravy? Or you just make regular,
Sausage
like a
gravy.
roux gravy and sausage gravy?
Yeah.
And do you make it out of milk?
Yeah.
Or do you use heavy whipping cream?
Nope, out of milk.
Yeah.
So usually 2% or heavier.
Just 2%?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I can make a pretty mean sausage
Yeah,
gravy out of
Good
that.
sausage and gravy.
Yeah, I like mine a little bit thicker.
Yep.
So
me too.
and it's just using
So you can use
basics.
a fork to scoop the gravy up and eat it.
Yes.
Yeah, me too. That's the same way.
I don't like it runny. Not on my biscuits and gravy.
Yeah, no, I don't like runny. I don't like runny, period.
No.
I don't even like it on my mashed potatoes.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't mind it so much there,
I like
but I
the-
still
I
like
like-
it a little bit thicker.
Yeah, I like it thicker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
So do you own a griddle?
No.
You don't own a griddle?
No.
Oh man, you're missing out.
No. Got a cast iron pan.
Yeah.
It does a pretty mean job.
Yeah. Yeah. Inside definitely does a mean
I have
job
not
inside.
made biscuits and gravy in quite a while, and that was what I wanted. Oh man, we had something going on. What was happening a couple weeks ago? All I wanted biscuits and gravy. Oh, Father's Day.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we always forget.
What do you
Have
what do you want for Father's Day? And I
Oh,
said
with biscuits and gravy. Mm-hmm.
I want biscuits and gravy.
See?
I want to go to a good breakfast and get biscuits and gravy. So we went over to a restaurant. It used to be called Bruner's. It's now called something else, Riverside Cafe or something. It's on Kilgore over in Muncie.
Yeah.
And I hadn't been there forever, but at one time it was called Bruner's, and that was my favorite spot to get a beef Manhattan. They don't call it a beef Manhattan there anymore. They call it an open face beef sandwich or something like that.
Okay.
The beef Manhattan's a beef Manhattan. Don't change.
Doesn't
the
it have
name.
gravy on it too?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Your two sides. and
Yep.
Mashed potatoes and gravy in the middle, and gravy all over everything.
Oh yeah.
That's a beef Manhattan right there.
Mhm.
That's one of my favorite things. My mom could make an incredible beef Manhattan. That place over there made an incredible beef Manhattan.
Yeah, we didn't call it beef Manhattan when I was a
What'd you
kid.
call it?
We just called it a sandwich with mashed potatoes and gravy.
See, that's
we were uncultured in my house, man.
You know what? Interesting.
Matter of fact, we didn't call biscuits and gravy.
What'd you call it?
Shit on the shingles, even though it's not shit on the
That's
shingles
different.
because it's not made with chipped beef.
Yes.
But we would make it with chipped beef
Oh,
every
man.
once in a while.
My brother talks about chipped beef all the time. He absolutely hates it. Like, he won't eat it.
What?
Because of how much we ate it when we were kids. Did you guys have milk toast?
Well, no.
Oh, brother.
What is milk toast?
So milk toast is you take some milk, you heat it up on the stove.
No, definitely not.
A little bit of pepper in there, a little bit of butter, and you pour it in a bowl, and you drop a piece of toast on top of it.
Really? No.
It's like a breakfast soup. That's what broke ass people ate.
Yeah.
That's what we ate when I was a
know-
kid.
You know what my broke ass people ate in our house? So I remember a time my mom made sure we had plenty of bread. So
Bread was so cheap.
plenty of bread means that I can eat cinnamon toast
Oh man, yeah.
24 hours a day. Because we always had, my mom would buy 3 or 4 loaves at a time. And that's what me and my brother ate all day long. Summertime, wintertime, if we got hungry and, we had already eaten or what have you, breakfast was cinnamon toast.
Yep.
Well, we would run out of cinnamon and sugar quite frequently.
Yeah.
So, we would eat butter bread
Oh yeah.
or
Yeah.
toast it, put butter on it, or just
Yep.
eat straight up butter and regular bread. Or when when we were when things got really bad one week in the summertime, my mom always always kept bread, always kept bologna, hot dogs, things of that
We
nature.
always had hot dogs. Yeah.
So I went to get in the refrigerator in the middle of summer, in the afternoon. You know, I'd already eaten breakfast, so I'm in the refrigerator. I think I'd eaten the last bowl of cereal, and my mom was planning on going to the grocery store either the next day or the day after. And I'm looking in this refrigerator, which, by the way, I can cook whatever by this time.
Right.
I mean, I was cooking eggs and frying hamburger at 5, and I know people. No, you weren't. Yes, I was.
I'm telling
because that's my mom was not gonna raise kids who didn't know how to take care of themselves at 2 years old.
you.
So
Get out there, boy. Go on.
get yourself a job. But I'm
who's
looking
doing
in the
their laundry?
refrigerator and there is nothing. Like, it is bone dry. We have some mayonnaise, we have some mustard, we have a head of lettuce that's, not all the way gone, but
Yeah.
there's not very much lettuce left. And then we've got a whole package of bologna. And that's it. That's all that's in our refrigerator. No milk, no nothing, no eggs, because I could easily just fry up some eggs, put it on a plate and just eat it, be fine. I love eggs. But we had nothing. So how do you eat bologna or lettuce with no bread?
Oh man.
You slap that stuff on a plate
Yeah.
and just layer it.
Yeah.
Bologna, lettuce, bologna, lettuce, bologna, lettuce. And then I ate it. And then I found out that I really like bologna, lettuce, and mustard.
Man, you like a lot of things when you have to.
You do. You do.
I love milk toast, but I ain't eating that shit now.
No, you can't. You don't need to. You don't need to. The other, dude, so when I was in the Marine Corps, they would get where I was stationed. There wasn't enough housing. There wasn't enough barrack spaces to house everybody. So they would let you move out into town. Usually that's something that was reserved for sergeants and above, or married couples could move out in town. So they were forcing lance corporals to move out in town. And anyway, so I found these friends who they're like, hey, you can move in with us. We won't make you pay the rent first month. We know it's going to be tight. So I did it. I moved out and we had a great time. We lived in this huge house and 45 miles away from Washington, D.C. But then they all parted, a couple of them were getting out. So now it's time for me to find another roommate. Well, right at the last minute, I mean, like I had a couple weeks to go, this guy comes like, hey man, I got this perfect apartment complex. I said, sold. He goes, yeah, but you probably want to look at it. I said, nope, don't care. I need a place to live. You've secured this. We'll be roomies. My name's Steve. He goes, I'm Matt. I was, and so we moved in together. I used all of my money right after I got paid just to move into this place because it was salty back then. They were brand new apartments. We were the first ones to move into this unit. Nobody else had ever lived in it. And it was $1,000 a month.
When was this?
1995, 95,
That's a
96.
salty apartment.
Yes.
I get it. It's DC, but
yeah, it was Alexandria, actually. Okay. That place now, and back then, it was our apartment, and then there were some townhomes across the street, and then about a half a mile down the road was Walmart. And that was it. That was all that was in this area. I took my dad back there a couple of years ago and showed him. I was like, hey, that's actually where I lived. But it's completely developed now. Yeah. Matter of fact, to get there, we would pass by the T.C. Williams football stadium in high school.
Okay.
From Remember the Titans?
Okay.
Yeah, T.C. Williams. We drove by. Yeah, it was really cool. Matter of fact, me and that guy ended up catching a game one time on a Friday night. But anyway, used up all my money. And I still had my meal card, but they had canceled it and took it away from me. So, I don't have any money. I go into my car, and we had talked about this at the last time we talked. scraping change.
That's right.
And I scraped up enough change for like $1, $2 at most. I walked down to Walmart. Walked down to Walmart, and what's the one thing that you can get for $2 at Walmart?
Bread.
I did not buy bread. I wish I would have, but I did not buy bread. I bought Nutter Butters.
Man, I love Nutter Butters.
I bought 2 boxes of Nutter Butters, and that's what I ate for the next week.
Damn, brother.
By the time I could actually afford, because I'd get my next paycheck with all my cola and stuff like that on it.
I think those types of experiences, though, they taught us so much.
Oh yeah, it taught me not to spend all my money.
Right.
Make sure you save up a little bit at least.
Not only that, but how to be creative.
Oh yeah.
How to survive, number one. But like just the other day, we were up at St. Joe, Michigan, and celebrating our 27th wedding anniversary.
Oh, congratulations. Wait a second.
27 years.
Did you get married in 97?
Uh-huh.
Oh.
Yeah. 27 years.
Just celebrated my 26th
nice.
in a couple weeks ago.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we go up there, and the hotel we were staying at, we always like grab an extra couple pieces of fruit or something and take them with us. So we've got road snacks.
Yeah.
There was peanut butter over there. Man, you damn right I grabbed a couple of the Jif peanut butter things.
Oh.
Never know. It's going to go in my truck, and one of these days I might be hungry and find myself with an extra piece of bread.
Dude, peanut butter is one of those things where it doesn't even matter if you have a spoon or a knife.
Dude.
You just pick it out of the bowl and put it right in your mouth.
I don't even know if you got to pick it out. Those little cups, just go after it. God, I'm such a junkie.
Is that the ones where you can kind of squeeze them and just eat it right on?
It's a little cup.
It's
Almost like a big butter
squeeze
cup.
the little cup and it'll push the peanut butter out.
Oh, well, I've never had to because I'm just
You just sit and lick on it.
You know, I'm done.
Who
Who needs that?